pay 100 on that one. I pay 200 on that one. They're just random amounts. But the big key with regardless of Debt Avalanche Debt Snowball or Avalanche is to only pay the minimum on everything except the one you're paying off.
Yeah. Yeah. And then stack it and, knock them out. And if you need help with that, reach out to us, and we'll definitely set you up give you some tools, some free tools for you to use and whatnot. But the key is, really every dollar you work hard for should have a purpose, right? And that's where we talk about being intentional with your money, being intentional with your time and things like that. It's really all about, okay, well, I worked my butt off for X dollars per hour or whatever your salary is. What am I going to do with that money? And making sure you know where it goes. I mean, I can't tell you the number of people I sit down with. And part of that process is, do you have a budget in place? Or, we like to call it a spending plan, but making sure that you have an intentional plan for every dollar coming in your house, whether it's giving, saving / investment, and debt elimination. And, I disagree with one of the gurus out there that says do one thing completely and then shift to another. You want to take call it a trifecta, a plan, right? Plan of attack, and really look to maximize. But the key is having a plan in place, right? And really having that budget and things like that. You work hard for your money. You don't want to just have it drift away. I mean, if you're sitting here listening to this going, yeah, there's a lot of times I wonder where the hell did all my money go? Right. Well, that tells me that you don't have an intentional plan for every dollar, and it's not that difficult to get set up. And guess what? A lot of the resources are free. So if you need help on that, definitely let us go. So or let us know. But okay, so we've got the debt freedom. Well, let's talk about the health routines. So,
Yeah.
do I need to go buy this expensive gym membership and plan on 2 hours a day at 3:00, 300, in the morning? I'm out there, right? No, not at all. Right. So you want to dive into a little bit of that?
Yeah, sure. I do want to point out a verse, 3 John 1 and 2 says, "Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers." Like the Bible talks about being in health, like it's important. You think
Right
about
there.
all the work that Paul did. Do you think he could have
Mhm.
done that if he was like overweight
No,
and a weakling? No,
no.
like we have work to do.
I can just imagine Paul on one of those little scooters
You're going to offend
cruising through,
somebody with a scooter.
cruising through. I know. I know. Hey, I'm not trying to knock anybody, but I'm just saying. And there's a time and a place, and you're right. So if I
Right.
offended you, I apologize. That was not the intent, but I
Start
just
from
have a
where
hard
you
time.
are, right?
So
Start from where you are. And no, I think we're at an incredible time in the world, because I think there were a lot of things metabolically that happened that people didn't realize. People got super out of shape and unhealthy because of our food supply and because of what has been done to our food sources and because of
yeah,
that hustle and bustle culture. But now we have an opportunity to shift it. So start where you are
yeah,
today and make a shift, and understand that health transformation starts with those small, consistent steps, right?
yep.
Focusing on nutrition and movement and hydration and rest. We forget that. We talked about that a little bit last week. So
A lot. That is a huge
dive
play
in.
in
Yeah.
your health overall. So go ahead.
Yeah. But set realistic goals, track your progress. And I want to say this too, like understand, and I said this, I think last week or the week before, but I'm going to reiterate that food is fuel. And I was watching
Mhm.
this guy who did a 40-day water fast and talking about the spiritual growth and change. And I've read a lot about fasting, like biblical principle fasting. And like you
Mhm.
think about Jesus, like we always say, oh, we're supposed to be, everyone's out there, love like Jesus. And they use it to mean whatever the heck they want. But
Mhm.
listen, if we really look at Jesus and his life, that that man, when we see him eating, it's him breaking bread with other people as a time of fellowship, right? And there's a purpose behind it. And of course, I'm sure he fueled himself. But when he was before God and needing change or needing answers, not change, but answers or whatever, like his relationship with God was in fasting a lot of times, right?
Mhm.
And fasting and prayer. And it's something that I think there's a reason the Bible talks about fasting and prayer. And why was fasting such a powerful thing? It was because it was a denial of self, right? It was a
Yeah.
denial of a
Yeah.
natural thing that we're created as hungry, like we want to eat. and denying that. I don't know. I just think maybe that's a topic for another day, but there's power in that, in saying no to self, right? And so I know for me, I'm just going to throw this tip out there. I am not a gym person. A gym is intimidating to me. The only time I went to a gym regularly is when I had a trainer. I hate the time spent getting ready to go to the gym and feeling cute enough to go, like all the things. I hate it. So I've got a chin up bar right there. I've got a floor and a mat to be able to do push-ups and sit-ups, right? I can do planks. Like there's so much. Look up calisthenics if you're struggling on what to do. Start
Yeah.
doing that at home. You don't even need any equipment.
No, and you see things all the time, and I'm a big proponent of resistance exercises, right? And
Mhm.
like you know, you go to the gym and it can be very intimidating. It's
Mhm.
like, you know, you show up and there's these people that they must just spend all day there because they look like, you know, Adonises, right? They're in super shape, and then I'm over here huffing on the stair machine. But you know, it's one of those you don't need to go, and it doesn't need to be a 30 hour and a half
Yeah.
workout. I mean, as you're going around your day in your house doing resistant
Mhm.
exercises, right? Derby.com, that's a website you can use. We'll put that in the link, or put the link in the comments. But it has all kinds of exercises you can do, and they've got beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And these are all just body weight
Mhm.
resistance stuff that you can do literally around your house.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of things you can do. And again, it can be, you know, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, make sure you walk or whatever. And all of a sudden you'll start to notice a change, not only in your physical attributes, but yeah, thank you. In your just your energy level and things like that. But you know, it's one of those things that set realistic goals, track your progress, because that's really fun to see when,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, I can actually walk up the stairs and not be winded now, right? Or I can actually do, you know, 30 push-ups, not just three. And you can get there. I don't care who you are, you can get there. It just takes
You can.
time. And that's the thing, you know, small changes, not extreme workouts, right? And don't
Mhm.
do a big crash diet or anything like that, but just little changes, and then watch and monitor and track your progress
Mhm.
and see what happens. I would challenge you to start doing something for 90 days straight, and there
Mhm.
not be a difference between the day
Mhm.
you start and the day you ended it.
And
So,
find a battle buddy. That's what you always say,
yes.
right, John? You call it a battle
Yep.
buddy
Yep.
because when we don't have accountability, that's when we fail. So find those
Mhm.
mentors, you know, financial coaches if you need them. Hey, we got a team. Health partners to stay on track, right?
Mhm.
I was so much more disciplined when I had a walk-in buddy
Yeah.
than when it
Yeah.
was just me motivating myself to get up and go walk, right?
Yeah.
As far
Well,
as like,
that's
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say that's the key, right? It's, you know,
Mhm.
Ecclesiastes 4, 9 through 10, two are better than one. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. And that's what a battle buddy is all about, right? Somebody who is genuine there to hold you accountable, and you hold them accountable. It's
Mhm.
not one-sided, right? And then you're there to lift each other up. I mean, you know,
Mhm.
we see it all the time, that accountability, whether it's through mentors, coaches, you know, financial coaches, health coaches. You know, they may have done some stuff that you haven't thought about, and it's always two heads are better than one.